All right, today we're going to show you how to make meatballs, but with a twist. We're going to use some wild meats. We have ground elk. It's similar to ground beef and venison. It's about 97% fat-free. And then we're going to use wild boar. It has a savory, rich, nutty flavor, and it's definitely a great alternative to pork. So we're going to go ahead and get these meatballs started.
And there's Mom in the background again, sneaking around on us. Cut the crap out.
All right, I'm going to start slicing up our veggies. I'm going to put onion in this. Our original meatball recipe doesn't have onion in it, but since we're dealing with a different type of meat, I want to throw some onion in there. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We've never tried the meatballs with this type of meat, but I've had it steaks, and they're just absolutely excellent. Now, you want to slice these onions very fine. It's about a half an onion. Okay, now I'm going to start cracking some eggs. Just about 3 eggs. We're using 2 pounds of meat, so I'm going to go ahead and crack 3 eggs. Beat them up a little bit. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and put our meat in the egg mixture. Since we're using 2 types of meat, I like to blend it evenly. So what you want to do is just break up little chunks of both the elk and pork. So this way it makes it a lot easier to blend together without over mixing it. All right. Got that in there. Okay. Some pork in there.
Wild boar.
Very nice.
That looks good.
Yeah.
I like the color.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of fat content in this, or else the meatballs will be dry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Right, Mama?
Yeah.
All right.
Be too dry. There's no fat.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right. Now what I want to do is add a little olive oil to the mix because that meat is too lean, the elk, and you want to give it some nice moist flavor. I actually got this olive oil from Jimmy's yesterday. It's called Nonna Luigi. A friend of ours actually owns the company, and he was over there giving out samples of the olive oil, and it is absolutely wonderful. We're going to make a salad with this later.
It's good.
Now we're going to go ahead and just put about 2 tablespoons. That's all it needs of the olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and press a couple of cloves of garlic. I'd rather press it than chop it because it gets distributed a lot evenly, more evenly than if you would just chop it. And then here, add my onions. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of salt. About a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Go ahead and add about a cup of breadcrumb. Half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to chop up some of this Italian parsley here. Get that going. All right. Add that in there. And then a half a cup of water. Now we're going to go ahead and mix it all up, the fun part. Just dive right in there. The eggs help bind the meat together as you're cooking it so they don't fall apart in the oil. You don't want to over mix it either because
Change the texture.
Absolutely.
I remember when we used to do all the meatballs at Dad's restaurant. We made so many of them. We used to do like 100 pounds at a time, and we used to put them in the whole bar dough machine, and it did change the texture of the.
It did.
Yeah.
I just mix it up, get everything evenly distributed, all the ingredients all together in the meat, and that's it. Look at the color of that.
Nice.
Very
that
nice.
looks good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna start rolling these meatballs. So we're gonna roll them a little smaller, like cocktail style. And a great trick of rolling meatballs is keep a cup of water handy, so you can dip your hand in there and keep it wet, and it makes rolling the meatballs so much easier.
Without the sticky mess.
All right, we're just about done rolling the meatballs.
Yep.
And we're ready for the fryer. Okay. All right, let's get him fried. All right, now we're gonna start cooking these meatballs. I'm gonna throw in a clove of garlic in there. I smashed it just to give that oil a little flavor. I got the oil in about 350 degrees. Then we're gonna head and fill it up. I think we can fit them all in there. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a big
What do you
pan.
think there, Mama?
It looks good, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, these meatballs have been cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes. Now we're just gonna go ahead and turn them over, just like that. You want them nice and brown. They smell like meatballs, right, Mom?
They are meatballs.
It's a different kind of meatball.
Wild meat.
Wild boar and elk. This is for when we get stranded in the wilderness, Mom. Oh, we know how to cook with that meat, right? And we're gonna let them cook for another 4 or 5 minutes on this side. If they're not fully cooked, they will finish cooking definitely in the cream sauce. All right, meatballs are just about ready. We made a little one here for Mom to taste. She's a little skeptical of
No, not really.
of the flavor.
I
Well, go
want a
ahead,
piece of that too.
let that cool off a bit. Man, look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Give me that.
It's too hot. All right. Yeah, Mom, want to try it?
Very good.
Low on it. It's too hot.
Wait,
Good.
Is it good, Mom? Let me try it.
Yum.
Oh my God.
They are good. I told you, man.
Very good. All right, stop pulling these out.
Let's get them out of there.
Oh, beautiful.
Throw that garlic in there too. I'll leave it later.
You see, Mom?
and then moist inside, and
They're moist, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I think we're gonna have to buy some more of this elk and wild boar for sure.
Yeah, they look really good.
Oh, look at that beautiful meatball.
Gotta have a meatball eating contest,
How many can you eat, Dom?
man. I can probably eat more than half of that.
All right, meatballs are ready. Now we're gonna
yeah.
go. Dominic's gonna make the cream
Marsala sauce?
Marsala cream sauce with
my
mushrooms.
gosh, with mushrooms and
Slight variation from the Swedish
Slight.
meatballs, but a lot better. All right.
I like Swedish meatballs in the brown gravy.
Yeah. All right, let's get that sauce cooking.
All right.
All right, let me clean this oven before we start the sauce. Oh yeah, there we go, nice and shiny. You know what inspired me to make this recipe was a few years ago. I went with some friends on a camp out. It's all guys trip, and they're all hunters, and they brought elk meat. But anyway, that's all we did was grill those meats and eat just meat for the whole 3 days that we were
Wow.
there, and it was just out of this world. So I just figure I'd try to put it in the meatballs. All right, let's start this. All right, now we're gonna start our marsala cream sauce. Put up a few mushrooms. We're gonna place about 4 cloves of garlic in here. A little bit of olive oil. Get that going.
All right, we're gonna put our mushrooms in here. Cook up a little bit. A little salt and pepper.
Little wrist action.
I'm going to put some marsala wine in here. We'll do like maybe a quarter cup.
Let it cook down a bit.
Yeah. Let me put a little bit of butter in there.
Looking good.
No.
Now we're gonna add a quarter heavy cream. Alright, let that boil. Keep stirring it.
We wanted to get it a little thicker before we put our meatballs in there.
Yeah. And you want to keep stirring it because this cream will,
It'll get away from you and boil all over the place.
make a big mess. So you want to stay on top of this. On this stuff.
I've done it 1,000 times at the
I know,
restaurant,
right?
man. Turn around and do something else. And
How's it coming, Chef?
almost there. Just another couple of minutes. So it'll thicken up a little more. And then we'll throw the meatballs in there to cook for a couple of minutes, and that's it.
All right. All right.
All right, we're going to shove our meatballs in there.
Shove them in. Oh, this is great. Very nice.
Just a couple more minutes, and it'll be ready.
All right, meatballs are done. Top it off with a little bit of parsley. Look at that, beautiful. Let's eat.